Hello everyone, welcome to Sapphire's Soup du Jour, stirring the pot and serving up the latest tea each and every week with my brand new podcast right here, everybody. And welcome everybody viewing and welcome everybody listening. And this is it. Where better to stir the pot than right here in my own kitchen. That's right, everybody. Stirring the pot. Exactly. It's going. I'll show you in a little bit. We'll move the camera around a little bit and you'll see. We got a couple different places inside this facility, which is actually my house, that we're going to be doing this podcast. And this is one because right now the basement is not set up. So you're going to see different views and we're going to be doing a lot of different things. We're going to make this a little bit like a morning show format. We're going to have guests. We're going to have humor. We're going to address serious issues. We're going to address funny issues. We're going to address entertainment and who wore what and who deserved the award and who didn't and all that. So it's going to be a fun show. But when I do talk to people, I want to make sure that we are being progressive. And I want to make sure that everything that we do here, even though it's going to be made for fun, we want to move forward. There will not be hatred. There will not be anything like that. Although, like I said earlier, I am not opposed to a good heated debate. Disrespect and arguments will not be allowed. And to be honest with you, none of this is going to be live. So very rarely will we be live. So that means that I do have all editing power. So there you have that. That'll be a nice thing, at least for me. So feel free to say what you want, and it may not make it to the show, but you never know. Now, there's a couple things I want to discuss about interaction. I have a new email address. It is sapphiressoupdujour@gmail.com. I want you to give me your input for whatever we have as a topic on the show for that day, or if it's something that we want to do where maybe we've got a little bit of something going on, but we don't get to address it with you that day, obviously, because it's not a live show yet. So you can email. Also, everybody knows me on Facebook. Sapphire's Soup du Jour is where I want all that addressed to. Keep it all out of my private email and private messenger, please, because I won't respond. But I will respond to you on Soup du Jour, on sapphiressoupdujour@gmail.com, and I'll have that posted on the bottom screen in a little bit here. Once I edit it, you'll have all the information across the bottom that you need for that. So one of the things that we're going to touch on a little bit today, but I don't want to touch on it too much because I got a couple people in mind that are going to help me with this topic. But I want to discuss political correctness in our society today and the cancel culture that has been created. People get offended and they don't like what they hear and they cancel somebody out of the culture. Sometimes deservedly, sometimes maybe not so much. I personally, even though a lot of stuff gets me burned up, especially on social media, because a lot of the stuff that we see is not even credible. It's made up, it's bull crap, but here we go, we post it, we get all fired up, our friends get all fired up, and we don't even know the truth. Some people have never even left the state of Michigan, and they're trying to decide what's best for this world. Not that they don't have a voice, but they surely don't have the knowledge. I've been around the world. I've traveled this whole world. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I know my opinion about stuff, but that puts us right into where we're at now with politics. They don't have any clue what they're doing either. So what's the difference? I like the fact that we have a non-political person in office. Unfortunately, it's who it is, and I knew this was going to be a crazy reality show type thing as soon as he got elected. I woke up in the morning that morning and found out that Trump was elected president, and I about died. I'm not mad. I honestly don't care. They don't help me, none of them. To me, politicians are all crooked when you get to that level. I know that there'll be some backlash about that. However, it's like anything. Top of the game, it's a rough ride to get to the top, and it's even harder to stay there. You got the money coming in that they've got coming in, they get a whole big package, people. And I'm not talking about package. I'm talking they get paid. And it's sick is what it is. But that's another topic altogether. The cancel culture in society, that is something I want to address because, like I said, sometimes people deserve it. Sometimes they don't. It just depends. I'm a big proponent of free speech. However, with free speech comes what? Consequences. Nobody wants to deal with the consequences. Well, let me tell you something. No matter what you say, you're free to say it. Now, that is going to change the way people view you, your opinions with your friends, your relationships with those friends, and even family members can change. Some things are just better left to keep to yourself. And I'm all for speaking your mind and wearing your heart on your sleeve and all that. That's all good and fine. However, Sometimes y'all just say some crazy stuff. And when you say it, it's like a child. When a child swears and says crap, shucks, it didn't slip. That means they say it. It's in their vocabulary. Believe it or not, I've got 4 children and all college graduates now. My youngest is my son, and he said the SH word one time, and he was probably 5 years old-ish, maybe, give or take a couple years, maybe. And he said, it slipped. And I explained to him, it doesn't slip if it's not in your vocabulary. Remember that when people say, I didn't mean to say what I said because now you want my job. And then it comes to the money. That's when people start really getting to pay attention. Now, let me go off track a little bit. Megyn Kelly talks about blackface on the air, says she doesn't see the problem with it. When she was a kid, it was okay and everything like that. All right, fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, whatever. She chose to do it on national TV, which, poor choice. Again, sometimes don't say shit, or don't say anything. It's better than saying something stupid and insensitive, and that's what it is. So anyways, what happens? She agrees to leave NBC with $39 million of a $69 million 3-year contract. So she did not lose out in that deal. People got to be very careful now. So do I want to get on the air in order to make a name for myself and say something stupid? And then the next thing you know, I'm getting paid for saying that? It makes no sense to me. That's what's wrong. Our athletes are entertainers. As much as they're cherished in our community, they should not be the role models. Update. Nor should politicians. You know who your role models are? Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, next door neighbors. Pick the neighbors who you enjoy and who you like and who you trust and have the same common interest as you. Doesn't mean they're the same color. Doesn't mean they do the same thing. Doesn't mean you're in the same tax bracket. It just simply means that you are good human beings and you enjoy one another's company and whatever. Okay, so I don't even know where I was going with that. But anyways, that's about it right now. This is about as far as I wanted to get into these topics, because it gets heated. And when you see this stuff on social media, when you look on Facebook and you see all these posts about stuff that's not even credible, not that it's not true, but it's got to be doubtful. Some of the stories I see in here are just amazing. However, at Sapphire Soup du Jour, we will be posting all credible stories. We will be checking our stories before they are released to the media because I want to make people aware and I want to do good with my show. But I don't want to do it through the expense of cheapening what this is all about. This is me coming to you and my points of view and my opinions, and I certainly welcome yours too. Again, sapphiressoupdujour@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in for this first episode, everybody. And this was just a little taste of what's going on, a little informal. I wanted it to be up in the kitchen because, stirring the pot, serving up the latest soup each and every week. And we do plan on doing that. Just a little heads up. I will be recording about 10 episodes. I'm about 3 episodes in. And at that point, we will release them. We don't want to start doing something and then not give you something to listen to. If we give you 10 episodes right away, then we pretty much know that if you're interested and if we got your attention, that you'll continue to have something fun to listen to. And you are going to be more than welcome to not only email or get a hold of me on Facebook at Sapphire Soup du Jour on Facebook, but if you really want and you have something to share, we want guests on this show. So keep that in mind. All right, everybody, I'm Sapphire for Sapphire Soup du Jour, stirring the pot and serving the latest tea each and every week.